Hello, beautiful people. How are you on this beautiful day? I hope all is well with you. All is well with me. I can't complain. We're going to go ahead and jump in. Now, I have no clue. Yeah, I love it when I start out like that. I have no clue. Because I really don't. I just step up and turn the camera on and be like, okay, let's go. Let's go. So, I have something playing on my TV in the background. It's this couple, look like an Asian couple, and they building an island or whatever, honey. They can do it all, honey. I'm just checking them out. Anyway, so I will say this. Earlier today, I was picking up on some energy of someone being in a dark place. Now, you might be feeling a little better now. Maybe you linked up with a homie or a girlfriend, went to brunch or something like that and got a chance to clear your head, or talk yourself down from a situation, okay? Because somebody is like, okay, like they've had enough. They've really had enough. Okay, I'm just getting that. Somebody had to call a friend or a coworker, relative, something like that this morning or whenever they woke up. It could have been yesterday, but I got a feeling somebody is or was in a dark place. So, you know how I do. I shuffle, I mess around with decks. Now, I was going to put, wait a minute. No, I did put a deck away and I got this one. When I looked at it, that fell out. Love. Isn't that something? But the irony of it being in a, like putting a heart in a glass. It's like somebody is trying to contain their emotions. You understand what I'm saying? When you put something in a glass, you putting it in there to keep it there. You're not, you know what I mean? You're not trying to, it's almost like putting it in a jar, but it's a glass. Someone is trying to contain their emotions. Someone is in a dark place. You know what? You know the worst thing? Let me tell you one of the worst things. Yeah, I like to move around when I'm doing this because if I sit too long, I told y'all I got horrible sciatica pain on both sides. So when I move around, it helps. But what I was getting ready to say is, you know, there's nothing worse or harder to do it, and it's hard to be in a situation with someone you cannot stand. There, I said it. Somebody, and that's it. Somebody's been wanting to say something to somebody for quite some time. They've been wanting to let someone know exactly how they feel, and they haven't said it, and they need to go on and say it. Because trying to contain it, trying to hold on to it, suppress it, whatever, pretend as if everything is okay, that's causing more and more frustration, worration for this person. They're like, oh my God. You know what I'm saying? They like, I just can't with this individual. I can't any longer. I can't. I can't pretend to be happy. I can't pretend to like you. I can pretend to want to be bothered with you. I mean, like, for real. That's what I'm getting. So let's go ahead and get into it. Like I said, first card out, and these are significant too. Okay, so let me go ahead and say what it is on these cards. I gotta turn my light on because I can't see this shit. Okay, it says on one side it says sheep appears to be stronger than they are, hides their weaknesses. True colors are revealed when time gets tough or when challenged. On the flip side, it says sheeple follows the crowd to fit in, breaks when placed under pressure, does not stand up to authority, gives in too easily, weak-minded. It's like whenever you're disgusted with someone, right? I'm just going to say this hypothetically. Say you're disgusted with someone, but yet, and you really want to get the fuck away from this individual, but yet they can always manipulate you and con you and charm you into hanging around, even though you know you really want to go, even though you know it's getting on your last motherfucking nerve to be with this individual. You just go along to get along, and you've been going along to get along for so fucking long, to the point where you've almost lost your entire identity. You could have people saying to you, man, I don't recognize you. Or girl, where you at? You know, I don't even recognize you. Stop going along to get along, yo. Speak up. You got a spine. Say something. Stop going along to get along. Secret identity. Lives a double life. Fake real life persona. Deep-seated fears. Self-hatred. Difficulty in expressing oneself due to fears and rejection. On the flip side, it says identity issues, struggles with orientation and sexual identity, afraid to show their true colors, feels rejected by society, pretending, fake flex. Someone is pretending to be someone that they're not. Someone is pretending to be happy in a situation that they are not happy in. All right. Somebody is, they, you know what? They probably do have love on hold. You know why? Because they're not in love wherever they are. They're not. They're not in love with wherever they are. They're not. They're not in love with the situation, the person, the place, whatever's going on in their life. They're not loving it. All right. I'm really picked up on someone being in a dark space, place, energy. They're that frustrated. I'm not kidding. I can't make this shit up. And it's getting ready to be a conversation. The conversation is getting ready to be had. Ooh, wait a minute. These don't belong here. This don't belong here. So I'm going to put this up. Shuffle that up. Because it don't belong in here. Look, I just flipped the deck. Well, we have two-faced. Pretends in order to lead others on. Untrustworthy, insincere, playing a game while others, with others' emotions, strings others along. Didn't I tell you you're dealing with somebody that's very manipulative? You're dealing with somebody that's very cunning. Only thing they're interested in is what they want, how they want it, and when they want it. They're not the least bit interested in anyone else's pleasure, pain, nothing. The only thing they're concerned with is whatever it is, are you treating them good? Are you giving them what they want? Are you answering their call? Are you returning their text? Listen, this is how fucked up this individual is. You could text this person, say at 6 o'clock in the morning. You know they wide awake. You know they should be. They won't respond to you at all. Then say, if they text you, you respond. But whoever this individual is, you can text that individual and they'll wait 2-3 hours before they even respond to your text. It's something like that. This person is like real nonchalant. Non giving a fuck. Okay? For real. And it also says stoic. Look, what did I say? On the other side of this, on the flip side of two-faced, is stoic. Okay? And it says, appears cold-hearted but has deep emotions and feelings. afraid to show how they feel, runs away to protect themselves. That could be your energy collect. That's the other person's energy. That's this person that we're really listening to this reading for. Somebody is in a situation where they appear to be two-faced and this and the third, when all actuality they really protecting their energy from somebody. They can't stand whoever this is that they are dealing with. They can't. Somebody have lost all desire, they think, man, they don't like whoever this is. They don't like their person. I'm just going to keep it a buck with you. They don't like whoever they dealing with, for real. They don't like this person. They have fallen out of love with this individual. They don't like this individual. I don't know why I keep saying that, yo. Because somebody could have told this individual that and they're not listening. Somebody could be trying to show this individual, I don't like you, I don't want you, I don't want to be bothered with you. And this person just won't get the motherfucking picture. They won't get the hint. They won't listen. They're not heeding the warning. Somebody have tried to tell somebody numerous times that they didn't want to be bothered with their ass. And somebody is refusing to let go. I just shuffled these cards. I know you heard me. I don't know what this is. We can ready to read it together. It says blended issues, difficulty in blended family dynamics, children not getting along, strained relationship with adults, resentments. On the other side of that, we have family ties, disapproves of new current partner, causes conflict and accuses new person of being unsafe around children, trust issues. Okay. You see, let me tell you something, all right? Let me give you a little story. Whoever this individual is, they got, say for instance, you have a child, okay? And you and that individual, you could have two kids, say, with one person. You and that individual no longer get along. Y'all don't, you fell out, you da-da-da-da-da. You could have met someone else in the course of breaking up with that first person, okay? You broke up with that first person. Now you messed around with somebody else. You got, say, 3 kids with that individual, okay? All right, so now your first 2 kids want to visit at your current residence, but your first 2 children don't feel welcome there. They don't feel welcome. They don't feel like the home is even tailored to them in any shape, form, or fashion. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing there personal of that individual's per se. The only thing that individual do when they come around, they come over there with their clothes, a backpack or whatever, and they leave with the backpack. They don't have, say, you know how kids like to play games, you know how girls like to do hair, play in makeup, whatever the fuck it is. They have nothing there at that residence that belongs to them personally. You understand what I'm saying? So if that person isn't there in that space, you wouldn't even know that that person visit there or live there. Make that make sense. Make it make sense. So that causes strain with the children. It causes strain. If I step into this residence and everything I look around at, it's a symbol. It's symbolic of those kids, and nothing there reflects me. Not even a photo, not even a picture on the wall. And yet you think I'm going to be comfortable there? You think a kid is going to be comfortable in that space? There's nothing there to represent that child. Nothing. When they leave, it's like they no longer exist. What type of message is that sending? So, someone's been dealing with that though. Whether it's a woman or a man, someone is dealing with a step parent or person in their life that blatantly disrespects, doesn't want anything to do with this person's kid or your children or whatever, or whoever you're listening to this video for, their child, their children. They don't want anything to do with them. And they make it clear. How is that okay? How is that all right? Why is it okay to take that family and those 3 kids on a vacation with just their 3 kids, but they're not allowed to invite their other 2 to the vacation? But dad is taking current wife and kids on vacation. But you're not inviting your other 2 children to vacation. And the current wife's argument could be, well, they live with us. He don't live with us. So him and her, they don't live with us. They live with us. Why should they go on vacation with us? They gonna go on vacation with her too. With their mama and their stepdaddy or whatever. And they get to go on vacation with us too. That's like them having 2 vacations and our kids only having 1. You see how childish that is? You hear it? You hear how ignorant that sounds? But that's someone's argument right now. They don't want the other kids to go on the vacation because that other kid's mom and stepdad, or it could be a stepmom, whoever the fuck, I don't give a fuck. Whatever the step parent, that family is going to go on a vacation, say August, when you guys are going on vacation in July, and you want your 2 children to go on vacation with their siblings. But she don't want them to go on vacation with the siblings because they're only going to have 1 vacation, and he gets to have, or they get to have 2. What the hell kind of bullshit is that? It's very childish. You're dealing with someone that's very childish. That's what you're doing. You know what? And this person, you knew from day one that this person didn't like your goddamn kid. And the only reason why this individual don't like your kids is because they jealous of your ex. Man, listen. Don't let anybody come into your life and sway your judgment when it comes to your children. When it comes to your kids, I know it says forsake all others. I know it says forsake all others. I know what it says. You being forsaked all others, and 10 years down the road, that bitch and went the fuck on about her business, and your relationship with your kid is fucked up. Now what? That bitch and went the fuck on about her manipulating ass, cold-hearted, nasty ass business, and your relationship with your children is fucked up. What do you do? What do you do? You know what I would do if I were a man and I was in that situation? I say, okay, babe. You're right. You're right. We're going to go on vacation with our children and we're going to have a beautiful time. I'm going to see to that. And then guess what? When I got back, a month later, I go on another vacation with my kids, with my other children. And we'd have a beautiful time. Bitch, they still getting 2 vacations. Now, you could take your ass on and find something to do with the kids without me. That's fine. That's your prerogative. You keeping up with the Joneses, jealous, hateful, trifling ass bitch. Go right the fuck on. Do that. But I'm going on vacation with my children. And I'm taking them too. I'm taking all my kids with me. You don't have to come, honey. You don't have to attend this trip. We would prefer that you did not. But I'm going to raise my kids together regardless to whether you like that or not, regardless to whether you agree to it or not. Listen, don't let anybody manipulate, control you, and tell you how to spend time with your children. You don't do that. If I would tell her, okay, we would go on a vacation, we'd have a beautiful time. And then I would plan something for all of my kids. All six, seven, four, three, two, one. I would plan something. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. And you do not have to come along. They're still getting 2 trips, 2 vacations. And you're not included in the second one. Okay? That's exactly what I would do. I wouldn't let that motherfucker tell me how I'm going to spend time with my kids. You're worth every mile between us. Oh my God, yeah. They said they're going to put some distance and time between somebody, some distance and space between somebody, and they said you worth every mile. Okay, yeah. Somebody, it's some distance and space. That was a sidebar. I don't know who it was for, but it's some distance and space between somebody, and they saying you worth every fucking mile. You worth every fucking mile. However far you are between this person and somebody they really give a fuck about, y'all might be miles away, but you worth every fucking mile, they said. Right now, they got love contained. They don't want to be bothered. Y'all saw this Five of Swords sitting here all this goddamn time staring us in our motherfucking face. This ain't caused nothing but chaos and confusion. This whole I want to go on a trip shit. Chaos and confusion. You know what I'm saying? Over what? And she had the nerve to come out and say that shit. Oh no, I want him going. Then them going with us. Then they get 2 trips. How's that fair? He get 2. They get 2 trips, and my kids only get 1. Oh, little goofy ass shit, comparing and shit. Goofy bitch. It's not enough that that man is sitting up in your face, in those kids' presence every motherfucking day. The only time they do get the goddamn other parent is weekends or holidays or whatever the fuck, school vacations. And you know, I can't stand that. I'm gonna tell you something, boy. That put a bitter taste in my mouth years ago with my ex-husband. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna elaborate either, but I ain't gonna lie. I stopped liking him. I really did. I stopped liking him after that. Yep, I'm not gonna go into detail right now. All I'll tell you is that I was in Germany. Yeah, we were in Germany at the time. Some people can be very selfish. Some people can be very, they're not good step parents. They shouldn't have ever been step parents. You know what I'm saying? And depending on how you got with them and your ex, whatever transpired between them and your ex, you probably shouldn't have got with that motherfucker anyway. Let me tell you something. I'm the type of person, let me just say this. First of all, if I were in this situation, which I can't imagine, but say I'm married and I'm dealing with someone else outside of that marriage. If I leave my husband, that's not necessarily mean I'm going to be with you. That don't necessarily mean I'm going to be with you. A lot of times when men have affairs or whatever the fuck, they don't always end up with the woman that they had the affair with. They end up with somebody totally motherfucking different, totally neutral. Especially if they ever had anything to say to the ex-person that they were dealing with. If they ever had a conflict, words exchanged, or whatever, went back and forth some kind of way, know of that person. Most times when men are into whatever it is they doing out extracurricular, they want somebody totally fucking neutral to whatever situation they're in. They don't want anybody that know their person, used to kick it with their person, could have went to school with their person, could have worked with their person. They don't want anybody like that. They don't want you to know. The least you know about their person, for them, is the better. Yeah. The least you know about whoever they dealing with, the better. That goddamn Five of Swords wanted to come right back. And look, we got the Ace of Wands. I mean, like, and you heard me. You heard me. Yeah. Let me tell you something. Yeah. You know. And then we're going to put that there. And then we have more wine energy. Let me tell you something. We could be dealing with an Aries, Leo, Sag. Okay. We got a lot of sword energy out here. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Sword energy, that's Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy. Air. Okay. I'm telling you. Somebody is going to take a bold stance and they're going to stand on that business. They are not getting ready to continue to be the sheep or the sheeple. They are tired of following the norm or going along to get along. That's what I want to say. They're done with going along to get along. Somebody's getting ready to, with the sword energy, that's communication. With wine energy out here, that's passion. Didn't I say somebody was in a dark place? Somebody's going to push somebody too far and they're going to really come out and tell them exactly what the fuck they think and feel about their ass on this very day. I promise you. They say, well, wait a minute. Somebody's getting ready to take all of the emotion out of a situation and stick to bare facts. And it's going to be clean, cold-hearted facts. That water, that heart in that water. That heart is bright ass red. That water is clear. They removing the emotion from the situation and they putting it in the glass. They like, okay, I'm going to put my emotions on hold. Because where I'm getting ready to come from isn't an emotional place. It's factual. This is what I have observed. This is what I've witnessed. And other people have witnessed it as well. Other people used to tell me back in the day, this is who you were and this is what you were doing. But I didn't want to believe it. You know what I'm saying? Because we had kids together. We were building a family. But something has transpired and now you can no longer unsee what you see. What you've seen. You can't. You can't unsee it. You can't unsee it. Look at that eye. You can't unsee it. You've seen something with this individual recent and it broke your heart. It's got something to do with children. It's got something to do with family issues, children. And you finally getting ready to speak up and say something about it. All this sword energy. You've been holding on to something for a long time, whoever you are. You've been holding on to this for a long time. You've been trying to keep the peace, trying to goddamn deflate, trying to dodge bullets, trying to goddamn keep from, you know what I'm saying? You know, and I can just imagine being in that predicament, having say a ex-wife and a current wife. The current wife don't like the ex-wife. The ex-wife could give less than a fuck about the current wife. All she want is for you to be there for your kids. That's it. She don't give a fuck about you. She don't give a fuck how y'all got together. She don't give a damn that you cheated on her with this bitch. She don't give a fuck about none of that. She just wants you to be the man that she know that you can be and take care of your child, your children. That's it. She don't give a fuck about that bitch. But for some odd reason, the current bitch is jealous of the past bitch. Why is that? Why is that, y'all? I never understand that. You are with that motherfucker, bitch. You with that motherfucker 24 motherfucking 7 and you jealous of an ex? You can't make that make sense with me. You're not going to make that make sense with me. You're not. Let me tell you something. I'm going to tell on myself, okay? I know. And it could be too cocky. I don't care. I'm the type of woman, if I was dealing with a man and I knew he had kids and say for instance, I'm the type of woman, say for instance, I'm gonna use some hypothetical. Okay, so say for instance, this man, he got a woman, they raising kids together. She work at, say, a Ford plant. She work night shift. She say she work I don't know, 10 to 6. Okay. 10 at night to 6 in the morning. Okay. I'm the type of person that if he wanted to or needed to go over there and stay with his kids at night, I wouldn't give a fuck. I wouldn't care. We weren't living together before we got together. So what's gonna change? What's gonna change? I mean, and like, say for instance, um, I just wouldn't care. I mean, it's just certain things I'm not insecure about. You know, I don't give a fuck. You go over there and you do whatever the fuck it is you got to do. Birthday parties, holidays, whatever. Go over there and do whatever the fuck it is you got to do. You need to put the bed together or put some furniture together for your kids or whatever the fuck. Go over there and do whatever the fuck it is you got to do. If she try to put it in your face and you take it, that ain't on me. That's on you. That's on you. What would make me think that she wouldn't try and put it in your face? What would make me think you wouldn't take it? I mean, like, that's on you. I don't know. There are a lot of things I'm not insecure about. And my person being around their ex don't fucking faze me. It doesn't faze me. Because let me tell you something. If you want to get back with that motherfucker, go right on. Go right on. You know, but it's not going to faze me. What I'm saying is some people need to learn how to co-parent. You know what you signed up for. If you knew that this person had prior kids, he had 3 kids with this individual, let's say. So if you knew he had 3 prior children, and if you didn't want to deal with that situation, that dynamic, you shouldn't have ever signed up for it, period. That's how I feel about it. Why you sign up for something like that you didn't want to deal with? Why are you insecure about this other woman if he's with you? What makes you so insecure? You know? I mean, it just doesn't make sense to me. It just doesn't. I don't know. You know, go to all the games, go to whatever the fuck it is you got to do. Do all of that. I don't know. For me, that's just how I am. I don't know. Say, for instance, if I was in a situation with someone and they had an ex-wife or whatever, whoever she is, and they got kids together, whatever like that. The kids are used to dad being there in the evenings, at night, whatever, before they go to bed. They used to see a dad. Okay? When the kids go to bed, dad leaves. When the baby go to bed, you leave. Dad's coming home. To me. Okay? And dad can get up early in the morning and be there when the babies wake up. Get them ready for school. Take them to school. Have the same motherfucking routine. You just not there every night. Because you're not with her. You're with me. But it's understood that your family obligations, whatever it is you got going on, does not cease. It's just in that environment, you weren't happy. Your mind, you were a mess in the environment with the kids. You were worse. Your mental. Since you're not in that environment, things have changed. You're at peace. You're happy. When they see you, you're happy. You're smiling, you're laughing, you're making jokes. You're laughing at their little jokes. You're patient. But because you can't stand the motherfucker you with, when you with that individual, when you in that space, the kids get all of that. They getting it too. They feel it. You don't think they feel it? They feel it. You getting ready to defend it, protect it at all costs. And you're getting ready to do that with someone that is emotionally mature, okay? And want the same things you want. Look at all that sword energy. Look at that. And somebody's going to feel betrayed at the end of the day. They're going to feel like you stabbed them in the back, you let them down, this, and the third. It's a lot of communication going on over here. You see all those swords? A lot of communication. But what you need to do is pull back your energy and don't say a word. You tired of being the sheeple. You getting ready to stand your ground. Yes, you are. You're getting ready to have a new beginning too. You're getting ready to start something new. Change is on the horizon. I'm telling you. I don't know who's inspiring you to do this, but an opportunity has presented itself, and you're getting ready to come off that sheeple mentality. You coming out of that. You getting ready to goddamn, stop following somebody else's lead, and you getting ready to take back your power, whoever you are. You're not getting ready to follow any more crowd. You're not getting ready to break when placed under pressure. This person probably is just chaotic. Always got something going on and always trying to be into some shit. It's like, never catching a break. Just wanting to exhale. But you're getting ready to stand up and speak up for yourself. You tired of giving in. Whoever this individual is think you're weak. They think you're weak. Look at all that wand energy. Aries, Leo, Sag. Yeah. Yep. Masculine energy. Whoever this person is probably is always in some masculine energy. You know what I'm saying? But you getting ready you don't want nothing more than what you have. You want to just take what you have and move on. You want to just take whatever you have left and move on. Somebody's saying that. I just want to take what I can grab in my arms and move on. I don't even want this. I don't want that. I don't want this. I don't want that. You know what, y'all? As I was walking to the refrigerator to get myself a refreshing glass of water, I heard this individual so ready to get the fuck on from a situation, from a person. They don't give a fuck if they just leave with the clothes on their back. For real. That's how eager they really to get away from a toxic ass motherfucker. They don't care if they leave with the clothes on their back. They're like, don't you want this? Don't you want that? No. They say you can throw all that shit away. Throw it all away. Okay? They said that this is where they were struggling with, they feel rejected by society. They're pretending to be happy. They're living a double life. Yeah, fake real life persona. Deep-seated fears, self-hatred, difficulty in expressing oneself due to fears and rejection. Let me tell you something. It's okay to admit that certain lifestyles aren't for you. I'm just going to be honest. I'm just going to be a buck. Listen, it is. It's okay to admit that certain lifestyles just aren't for you. Now, it might hurt some people along the way, but you're going to have to, the only way you're going to be good to anybody else, you got to be good to yourself first. And you got to be honest with yourself. If however the life you living isn't something that you like or you're comfortable with, hey, it may hurt and a few people may have to adapt. But guess what? You gonna go through life miserable? You rather go through life miserable and not being your true authentic self than to be happy and everyone else see you happy. Let me tell you something. I had a conversation not too long ago with this gentleman, and he was telling me about his dad. And he told me he found out when he was a teenager that his dad was gay, bisexual, whatever, you know. So, and I know what somebody's going to say, there is a difference. Okay, fine. But bisexual is what he considered himself. Okay, fine. The young man said at first he struggled with it because he thought his peers was going, have something to say about it if they ever really came around. So he never really had any of his friends come over to his house because he didn't want his friends to pick up on his father's tendencies. Although his father appeared to be very masculine, he still didn't want anyone to pick up on it. Okay. Fast forward to, he's like, I think he was 26 when we were having this conversation. This man, him and his father are the best of motherfucking friends. They have built like studios together, little sheds. Like he's into music. They've built studios. They've done all sorts of stuff. You know what I'm saying? The dad have been to different concerts with old boy. I mean, they do a lot of things together. Is he gay? No. He's comfortable with his life, But guess what? They have a beautiful relationship. Beautiful. Now, that's not always the case, but I want to say the vast majority of the time it is. The vast majority of the time, children are going to meet you wherever you are. They don't give a fuck about you being gay. They don't give a fuck about you being a lesbian. They don't give a fuck about any of that. Somewhere right now, some man is telling some woman, if you don't do this, if you don't do that, I'm going to take these kids away from you. I'm going to tell them what you do. I'm going to tell them what you into. I'm going to tell them what you like. Somebody's saying that right now. I promise you, someplace, somewhere, someone is threatening to tell their children or their child who they are. Discuss their sexual orientation. That's what they're threatening. Yeah. And that's why they can't stand whoever they with. The nerve. Anyway, that's why this conversation is going to be had, and that's why somebody's going to come to a mutual agreement with someone else, that someone that is receptive and listening and willing to not judge this individual. That's why they're going to gather their shit and get the fuck on about their business. And you hear that train in the background. It's coming. The conversation is coming. It's getting ready to be had. Yeah. You don't like me. You don't like who I am. You don't like what I do. You don't like whatever it is. Then I'm going to just grab my shit and get the fuck on. Don't look for me. But my children, that's going to be, somebody's getting ready to have a hard conversation. A hard conversation is going to be had. If it haven't already been had. If it haven't already taken place, it's getting ready to take place. Somebody's getting ready to tell somebody exactly how they feel. And you know what? How did these cards... Wait a minute. Get in next day. I don't know how that got in there, y'all. Isn't that something? Because those cards don't even belong. Wait a minute. That's weird. I guess because it's a major arcana card. Anyway, so yeah. You see? You see how these are the same cards. But these look different because they're major arcana. You see what I'm saying? I'm gonna say this. The cards come from the same deck. They just look different. So whoever this person is, you that same person. You just like different things. You live your life a different way, and it's okay. Look, it says the Hierophant, conformity to society's rules. Morality, tradition, groupthink, religion, institutions. Going against conformity, rebel, breaking rules, non-conformity, unconventional. You're unconventional. I would have to say you're unconventional. That would be the Hierophant in the reverse, being an unconventional, because whoever this person is and smack dead in the center of it, you would think that going along to get along would make you happy, but that's not what's making you happy. Going along to get along. You're not happy going along to get along. Okay? You're not. And you pulling that mask off your face and you revealing to somebody what you really want to do and how you're going to live your life going forward, and the new boundaries that's getting ready to be set is going to piss somebody off. Look, it says torn between two choices. Hard choices, blind to the truth, denial, caught in the middle, and did not give you the scenario of the family, the woman that want to go on the vacation. Why do you have to choose? You shouldn't have to choose. They should be able to go. Just, if you paying for everybody, they should be able to go just like the other kids going. You shouldn't have to choose. But it's breaking your heart to have to choose. And that's why you getting ready to have some hard words, a hard conversation is getting ready to be had. It makes sense. Because if you got 5 swords and then 3 swords and 1, that's what? 9 swords. And what is this? 10. You understand what I'm saying? That's a lot of sword energy. Oh, shit. Wait a minute. 5, 8, 9, 11. Break that down. 2 of swords. Still. What is he talking about? Torn between choices. That's what this whole thing was led up talking about. We started out talking about somebody having to choose. Torn between 2 choices. How you gonna make somebody choose? I did a video about that choosing the other day. Somebody wanted you to choose and you chose for both of them. So now you choosing for both of y'all again. This is another video about somebody having to make a choice. You shouldn't have to choose. You should be able to do both. Peacefully. Respectfully. I don't know. Some people, man. Ooh, the nerve. The nerve. But guess what? That's alright, because when your ass get up through, they gonna miss your ass. Look at this. 9 of swords. Didn't I just talk it up? The 9 of fucking swords. Anxiety. That's all this whole situation's been. Nothing but chaos and confusion. As long as you're going along with whatever the fuck they want you to do, everything's Gucci. The minute you decide you want to do something different or whatever, non-conform to their norm, they want to get pissed off and go and have all kinds of temper tantrums. It's a lot of sword energy on this table, y'all. Somebody's having a hard conversation today on this day. Some words are getting ready to be exchanged if they haven't already. Something that needs to be said is going to be said and real soon. And because it's going to be like somebody going to back you into a corner and you ain't going to have no other choice but say whatever's on your mind. I'm telling you. You're going to get so fed up with this person talking so much mad shit to your ass. You already don't like them because you feel as though they discriminate against your kids. And then to fuck around, they think because you got kids with them that's okay. They can talk to you. They can talk about your children any type of way, or they can talk about your children's mom any type of way. That's still ex, that's still your child's mother at the end of the day. But because they don't like her, they take shots at her whatever opportunity they get. How's that even possible? How's that even possible? She don't have no business speaking on anybody else other than whatever the fuck she got going on. And that's how I feel about it. Talk about yourself, bitch. Why you running around here talking about somebody else's kids? Trifling asshole. That's how I feel about it, for real, y'all. You know I ain't shit. I don't give a fuck. Look. I ain't even read it. We doing all this in real time, in your face. Fun. Into the swing of things. Being playful. Kids. Childhood. Play. Listen, if you are raising children and whoever their stepmama is don't like them, you need to really rethink your life. And I'm going to say that right here, right now. I said it. I'm not going to bite my tongue. I don't give a fuck. If you are raising children with somebody and they don't like your kids, fuck that bitch. Fuck that bitch. You hear me? Look. Family unity. Kangaroo. Strength. Roll with the punches. Ambition protection. Ease of movement. Home away from home. Aggressive protection. And that's how you supposed to protect your children. Aggressively. You don't let somebody just goddamn say whatever the fuck about your children. You don't let them. And let me tell you something else too. If you got a current person and that current person would have the audacity to disrespect, talk bad about your ex, which happens to be their mother, and that kid's presence, oh man, that's a deal breaker. I don't give a fuck how you feel about her. I don't give a fuck how you feel about him. You don't allow another man to talk about your kid's father, especially with your kids present, and you don't allow another woman to talk about your kid's mama, especially when that child, those kids are present, period. That's crazy to me. And now that's where I draw the line. That's where, yeah, we might end up in a DV type situation. I'm not gonna hold you. I might not like the motherfuckers. I might not be able to stand my ex-husband. But one thing you're not gonna do is stand in my face ever and disrespect them. That's when my kids was, when I was raising my girls with, you ain't getting ready to disrespect that man. You're not getting ready to disrespect my kid's father. Period. I dare you. I fucking dare you. So, I don't know how my kid's dad felt about any woman disrespecting me, but I don't give a fuck, because any woman that he ever dealt with after me knew better to disrespect me. So I guess, that conversation was had or whatever, I don't know. But one thing I'm not going to tolerate, and one thing you should not tolerate, is anybody disrespecting your children and anybody disrespecting that person that helped you bring those children into the world. That is not a conversation for them. Only interest they have is with the person. That's it. Your interest is not in the baby mama or whoever. Your only interest is with that person. If that person is a package deal, they come with children, then you don't overstep whatever boundary. You allow that person to tell you where things are gonna, y'all, that's something y'all need to discuss before you go jumping up trying to be somebody's stepmama. Because if you know you ain't gonna be able to handle that type of situation, you don't need to put yourself in it. It's as simple as that. You don't want nobody else's kids to be around. Why? And women are like that too. I've noticed that. I don't care. Y'all can say I'm bashing or whatever, but it's the truth. You got a friend someplace, somewhere laughing, talking about, I don't give a fuck about them damn kids. I know you said it. I know somebody said it. I know you've heard it. I don't give a fuck about them damn kids. You need to be looking at her sideways. Because if your ass ever got in trouble, ever got locked up, ever went to jail, ever had to go and you needed her, she ain't gonna give a fuck about yours either. I don't give a goddamn how cool she say she is, how best friends y'all think you are. That bitch ain't gonna give a fuck about yours either. If any woman that can sit there and say she don't give a fuck about them damn kids because this man had kids with somebody else, then guess what? She don't give a fuck about yours either. And 9 times out of 10, you better give her the side eye when she dealing with her own. Seriously. Because kids ain't had nothing to do with nothing. You got grown motherfuckers running around here doing grown motherfucking shit, getting innocent babies and folks involved in they bullshit. Okay? Anyway, yeah. I'm scared to look at this one. What is it? It says rhinoceros, success, wealth, symbolizes luck and hope, reasonable but cantankerous. Beast who allows nothing. Okay, beast who allows nothing, needs control, bouts of moods to stand in their way. Yeah, listen, whoever this person is, I told you, this person needs to have control over everything. All right, they're a control freak. All right, they're a control freak. They have mood swings too. Let's see what else. Organically, come on. No. That is way too many. Come on, organically, give us something. Let's see what it. Okay, it want to come out so bad. Let's see what it is. It says, jam, stress in life, caution, a new start in life, change direction, feeling stuck in a situation will not work, out in future as planned. Look at the positive side of being in a jam, a sticky situation. It is a sticky situation. It is a sticky situation. What do you do in a situation like this? You got a spouse that can't stand your kids. What do you do? What do you do? I know some people will go ahead and say, well, fuck it. I'm going to go ahead and just deal with my person because we said vows for better or for worse. And so I'm going to go ahead and honor my vows and things like that. And then you know what? When they get in their older years and them kids that they disrespected and didn't do anything for, didn't want to have around because the wife was so nasty and this, that, and the third, now they ain't got nobody. That bitch and went the fuck on by their business, either to glory or on to some other situation. And here your ass is sick and don't have a relationship with any of your children because you chose the crazy bitch over your kids. I can't be with somebody that don't like my children. I'm just not going to do it. Thank God I never had that problem. Dirt, workaholic, come up for air, hidden element, digging, getting things started, hitting goals, reaching goals, keep going, what's coming next. Yeah. Somebody could be working a lot trying to goddamn avoid a motherfucker. They could be trying to stay busy to try to keep from being around a motherfucker they don't want to be around. I would too. Somebody's trying to get away from somebody. Look, kids, play, childhood memories, swing of things, joy, back and forth, step carefully. Listen, you got kids, you need to devote your time and your attention to your children. Do not neglect your kids because a bitch is jealous or insecure about another woman or whatever the fuck, or insecure about your children. Anybody that can goddamn be nasty and disrespectful and low down to some kids is just daggone crazy. They daggone crazy. Anybody that could not want you to be around your children. Like I said with the scenario. Say for instance, I'm with someone. I'm just using this as an example, hypothetical, okay? Because I'm not with anyone. I don't have a situation, and I don't have everything's Gucci over here. I'm happily single, okay? But anyway, so say you dealing with someone, and the kids The kids are used to daddy taking them to school. The kids are used to daddy picking them up from school. The kids are used to daddy being around for whatever the fuck. That shouldn't change. That shouldn't be interrupted. Nothing about that should change because they with someone else. That someone else should know this is my routine. This is what my kids are used to me doing. I'm not gonna not do that for them. If you have a problem with it, then we don't need to even be together right now. Listen. You need to go on. I'm gonna go on, or we can continue to just do whatever. But if you know this person got children, and you know that they have routines with their kids, you need to fall back and find yourself something to fucking do because you knew what the fuck you signed up for when you got with the nigga, or when you got with her. You know, not all women have custody of their kids. Halle Berry was that woman I was trying to think of in the last video I did. I said something about a woman, beautiful woman, had 2 separate baby daddies. Both of them lived, I believe, in foreign countries. One of them, I believe, lived in Canada. It was either her first baby daddy or her second baby daddy. Lived in Canada, had custody. I don't think Halle Berry, I think she had 2 different pregnancies to my knowledge. And each pregnancy, the dad ended up with the child. Now, y'all go look that shit up and tell me. Fact check that shit if you don't believe me. So, there are situations where women have visitation. Men have full custody of the kid. So, she's planning vacation with her person. I was going to say her girl. She planning vacation with her girl and her girl's children. And she want her kids with her baby daddy to come go with them. It could be enough. You put it however it resonates for you. But it's something along those lines. You got somebody out here that's being real hateful and honorary towards some children. And the kids don't have anything to do with whatever the fuck you and that individual got going on. Somebody is either being neglectful, hurtful, they saying hurtful things. They could be saying hurtful things in front of the kids. They could be saying hurtful things to the children about the other parent. It's some toxic ass shit going on right now. And somebody's in a very dark place. And I'm going to stand on that. But I need you to come out of that dark place and do something about it. That's what the fuck you do. Do something about it. Woe is me. Pity party ass bullshit. Running around here like a fucking ballerina. You better man up. Anyway, that's the reading. And if anything about it resonated with you in any shape, form, or fashion, do like, share, and subscribe. Do better. I'm pissed over here. And hype me up while you at it. Hype that. Hit that hype button, baby. Yeah, we're going to get back to it. I'm going to change out the decks. You know how I do, y'all. Whenever I feel like the energy is, woo, I just got to change them out. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, anyway, I appreciate you guys tuning into my channel. Thank you so much for watching and getting this far. And if anything about the video resonated with you in any shape, form, or fashion, do like, share, and subscribe. You know what it is, baby. Peace, love, and light.